Oh my God, that hat. Oh God, he's so hot. Look at him.
The hypocrisy is beyond anything I've ever seen.
Harry and Meghan, they have an issue when it comes to their memory and when it comes to the truth.
Of course, some might have said, well, wouldn't it be nice if, since he's on the same continent as his estranged son, he could have met up with him at some point, maybe popped over to Vancouver.
We'll see King Charles do this because he's not confrontational. I don't think that he likes the fact that he's been accused of racism towards his grandchildren in Omid Scobie's book. So I think he's going to continue to tiptoe.
They could have had a sort of neutral territory scenario, but Harry decided in his wisdom to go to a sustainable environmental travel conference in China.
Prince Harry has lost a Court of Appeal case over security arrangements in the United Kingdom.
Is it the only thing that I've been asking for throughout this whole process? It's safety.
We all know, number one, he has the money to pay for private security, all the private security he wants.
Americans feel like Prince Harry is an emotional con artist who fabricates and exaggerates hardships to exploit compassion.
I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff.
Father, he tells the world now isn't talking to him and disingenuously claims it's only because of his security issue when, of course, it isn't.
Oh, but look how nice is she. Pulling away from her lovely prince. It's so good. Who's filming this?
You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our fucking prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right?
It began as a murmur in the back corridors of royal watchers' circles, a hint of something brewing. Within hours, it turned into a thunderclap. Prince Harry's private emails had been leaked. These weren't the typical press statements or carefully worded palace updates. No, these were raw, personal messages, never meant for public eyes, that now lay exposed for the world to see. And the impact? Immediate.
I think what people will hear is that the only thing that I've been asking for throughout this whole process is safety, both when I was part of the institution and when we left.
See shows like The View and other idiots out there. He should have security. He gets security. It's just not to the level he needs.
Not just tabloid fodder, a full-scale crisis that's reportedly left Buckingham Palace in a state of hushed chaos. Sources say the emails reveal far more than just family squabbles. They hint at confidential dealings, deep personal frustrations, and even whispered betrayals, details that have royal insiders reeling. It's not just gossip. It's a glimpse into the unvarnished truth of Harry's thoughts and plans, and the fallout is already hitting hard. Because this is no scripted interview or carefully edited Netflix special. This is Harry's voice, unfiltered, and it's sending shockwaves through the firm. And the timing couldn't be worse. Just as the debate over Harry and Meghan's titles reaches new heights, and the monarchy tries to project an image of calm, these leaked messages are threatening to blow it all wide open.
The fallout from this case has extended to Harry's relationship with his father, King Charles.
If you're invited to the UK by your family, then we will give you security. If you come for any other reason, you will get low amount of security, but it is completely insufficient.
No one at the palace has publicly confirmed what's in the emails, but the silence from royal spokespeople is as telling as the scandal itself. Like the calm before a storm. Who had access? Who decided to let them out? And most crucially, what's the motive behind this leak? That's the question gripping royal watchers everywhere. Because what's become clear is this. These aren't just embarrassing family anecdotes. They're the kind of revelations that can permanently damage relationships, reignite public scrutiny, and force the firm to rethink how it handles one of its most unpredictable members. And as the world devours every leaked detail, the palace is left scrambling for answers and a way to contain the fallout. The question on everyone's lips is simple. How did these private emails find their way into the light? Because while the British monarchy is used to scandal, it's built on secrecy. Everything from financial deals to family dramas has always been protected by layers of tradition and tight-lipped staff. But this time, those walls didn't just crack, they shattered.
Major breaking news out of London. Buckingham Palace announcing Harry and Meghan will no longer formally represent the Queen. That means they will no longer receive public funds and they will stop using their royal titles. Those changes will take effect this spring.
Speculation is swirling. Some say the leak was a targeted move by an insider, someone who once stood close enough to Harry to have access to those intimate exchanges. Others suspect a breach from outside, maybe a hacker who saw an opportunity to pry open a window into one of the world's most famous families. And there's even talk of a deliberate handoff, a calculated act by a trusted confidant who decided to cash in or settle a score. No one's naming names, of course, but in the halls of the palace, there's real fear about what this means for the future. Because if these emails can slip through the cracks, what else could be next? private memos, texts, even more sensitive details that could tarnish not just Harry, but the monarchy itself. And let's not forget the timing. The world is already watching as calls to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles reach a fever pitch. To have these emails emerge now, it doesn't feel like an accident. It feels like a power play, a shot across the bow in a family that's already been at war behind the scenes for years. Theories abound, but one thing is clear. This isn't just a gossip leak, it's a calculated move, the kind that hints at something bigger brewing behind the palace doors. And the closer we get to the truth, the more it looks like the firm's carefully curated facade is one message away from total collapse.
But of course, the real measure of success of both of them will be the same as it always has been. How much damage can they inflict on our royal family, on our monarchy? I said it before, I'll say it again tonight. King Charles should strip them of all their remaining titles and cast them out from any connection to the royal family. How could any of them trust them, as far as I could throw them? Because without it, they're just whining millennial windbags with a permanent victim complex, knowing that victimhood is what makes them all the money.
The palace may be in damage control mode, but outside its gilded gates, the fascination is only growing. What exactly do these emails reveal? According to the chatter in media circles and whispers from so-called insiders, they go far beyond petty family squabbles. These aren't just holiday greetings or casual updates. They're windows into Harry's raw thoughts, the frustrations, the simmering resentments, and the deep sense of betrayal he's allegedly carried for years. Some sources claim the emails hint at secret plans, like Harry's rumored attempts to reassert control over his brand, even as royal critics say he's abandoned the very family he's profited from. Others suggest the messages expose tense negotiations that took place long before Harry and Meghan's final exit, the kind of behind-the-scenes drama that royal PR teams would rather keep buried forever. There are even claims, unverified but too juicy to ignore, that Harry named names in these emails, that he didn't hold back in detailing the palace figures he believed were working against him and Meghan. If that's true, it's more than a family spat. It's a direct shot at the institution itself. And the reactions? Stunned silence from some, outright fury from others. Inside the palace, the fear is that these leaks don't just embarrass Harry, they open up questions about the entire royal brand.
Harry's digging an even bigger hole for himself here.
Well, I think he's dug so deep now, he'll strike water any day now.
William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles.
Because if the prince who once pledged undying loyalty is this candid and private, what does that say about the rest of the family? What secrets are still hiding behind those palace doors? For the public, it's a gripping saga. For the firm, it's a disaster they never saw coming. And with every new hint that emerges, it's becoming clear. These emails aren't just scandalous. They're a ticking time bomb. The emails may have blindsided the world, but the palace's response was instant, silent, but unmistakably furious. According to sources close to the monarchy, both King Charles and Prince William are said to be reeling, not just because of the personal embarrassment, but because of what these leaks represent, a betrayal that cuts deeper than any tabloid headline ever could. Insiders say King Charles was visibly shaken when he was briefed. Not a meltdown, Charles is too controlled for that, but a quiet, simmering anger. The kind of fury that doesn't explode, it calcifies. The monarch has always believed in the power of silence, the dignity of keeping family business behind closed doors. And now, with Harry's private thoughts, allegedly laced with blame and frustration, sprawled across the media landscape, that belief has been shattered. Then there's Prince William. If Charles is taking the long view, William's response is said to be far more visceral. Some sources claim he sees this as the final betrayal, the last straw in a years-long saga that's already tested every bond of brotherhood. He's done, one royal observer put it. William believes Harry has crossed a line that can't be walked back from. Whether that's speculation or fact, it speaks to the weight of what's happening. Because for William, this isn't just about family. It's about the monarchy's survival. And yet, in public, absolute silence.
Isn't Prince Harry? She bagged a fox.
Harry comes out and gives this interview in which he not only says he doesn't know how long the king has left to live.
I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff.
Which the royal family was like, hey, let's not talk about the king's mortality because you don't know, specifically because the king has refused to speak to you since February 2024. Now that is over a year ago.
No statements, no angry interviews, no clarifications, just the cold, unspoken message of a family closing ranks. The monarchy doesn't fight back with tweets and press releases. It fights back by making you invisible. But behind those palace walls, it's said the mood is anything but composed. And with Parliament already moving to debate Harry and Meghan's titles, rumors swirling about consequences beyond the gossip pages, it's clear the firm isn't just worried, they're preparing for war. Amid the swirl of speculation around Harry's leaked emails, one name keeps coming up: Meghan Markle. Sources close to the palace say some of the emails touch directly on her influence, her ambitions, and her place in Harry's personal turmoil. And whether those details are flattering or damning, that's the part that has insiders truly rattled. Unverified but persistent rumors suggest the emails hint at Meghan's role in Harry's decision-making, from stepping back from royal duties to the launch of their media empire in the US. If those hints are real, it's more than just a glimpse at a couple in crisis. It's a potential blueprint for how Meghan's presence shaped the rift that's become a full-blown constitutional drama. And the timing of these emails, allegedly dated to the earliest days of Megxit, it's almost too perfect for the critics who've always claimed Meghan is the puppeteer behind Harry's every move. But not everyone sees it that way. Some believe the emails reveal Harry as a man torn between two worlds, trying to honor his family's legacy while fiercely protecting the woman he loves. If that's true, these messages might show not manipulation, but a husband's desperate bid to balance loyalty and independence.
Harry is clearly not okay, and I agree. Harry probably needs to seek some sort of therapist to help him with whatever issues he's going through, because I don't think Meghan's going to help him. She's in her complete own world.
He's a duplicitous, self-centered, vile, disloyal hypocrite.
It's a narrative Meghan's supporters are already clinging to, framing the leak as further proof of how she's been vilified by a system that never wanted her. Of course, the reality, like so much in royal drama, is probably more complicated. What's clear is this: Meghan's name is woven through this story. Her presence is undeniable, and whether she's cast as a calculating figure or a misunderstood partner, the fact that her name is in these emails at all will fuel headlines for weeks. Because this isn't just Harry's story anymore, it's Meghan's too. And in the halls of Buckingham Palace, that may be the most unsettling truth of all. As the world dissects every line of those leaked emails, Hollywood is watching, and insiders say Meghan is already scrambling. Her carefully curated image as the modern Duchess, the empowered woman turned global icon, is teetering under the weight of this scandal. And in the wake of With Love, Meghan's rumored struggles, this couldn't have come at a worse time. According to sources in the entertainment world, Meghan's latest ventures, including that embattled Netflix series, are already under a microscope. Early reviews have been icy, some calling the show an overproduced vanity project. And now, the whispers about her role in Harry's leaked emails are adding a fresh layer of controversy to an already shaky rollout. Some close to the situation say Meghan sees these leaks not just as a crisis, but an opportunity. Rumors are swirling that she's determined to control the narrative, possibly weaving this scandal into future content. A new podcast episode, a heartfelt monologue about betrayal, or even a tell-all special that reclaims the headlines? The possibilities are as endless as Meghan's brand is battered. But here's the risk. The very thing she might try to spin could end up cementing the perception that's already forming, that she's more interested in headlines than healing. And in Hollywood, where image is everything, that's the kind of miscalculation that can make even powerful backers turn away.
Harry wasn't even in Montecito for Archie's 6th birthday party this week. He was in Vegas launching some random project that no one's ever heard of.
One entertainment insider summed it up bluntly: they're losing control of the story, and once that happens, it's almost impossible to get it back. For Meghan, that means every move now carries weight. Every appearance, every quote, every carefully crafted social post, it's all being judged through the lens of those emails. And for a woman whose brand was built on controlling the narrative, this is a test unlike any she's faced before. The scandal swirling around Harry's leaked emails isn't just rocking the palace in Hollywood, it's reverberating through the halls of Westminster too. British lawmakers, already heated over Meghan and Harry's use of royal titles, are reportedly watching this new mess with laser focus. And the question they're asking? Whether these revelations might finally tip the scales toward stripping them of those titles for good. For months, there's been a growing chorus of voices in Parliament demanding action. Conservative MPs, Labour figures, even House of Lords members, all frustrated that Harry and Meghan keep cashing in on the Sussex brand while publicly critiquing the monarchy. Now, with these emails hinting at deeper family tensions and potential private grievances, insiders say some see it as the final proof that the Sussexes are no longer safe ambassadors for the crown. And let's be real, the optics of these leaked messages couldn't be worse. Even if the content is murky or unconfirmed, the perception is that Harry and Meghan, once senior royals, are embroiled in scandal after scandal, leaving the monarchy looking vulnerable. And in a constitutional monarchy where image and tradition are everything, that's not just embarrassing, it's politically explosive. A few MPs have already hinted that they might revive legislation under the Titles Deprivation Act of 1917, an old but potent tool designed to strip titles from royals who betray the nation's trust. It's dramatic, it's historical.
You know, Trump says he hates the way that Harry dealt with the late Queen, and judging by his friendliness towards King Charles, he won't appreciate the way Harry continues to run his mouth against the monarchy today.
And it's becoming a real possibility as Harry's emails become the latest chapter in a saga that seems to have no end. For Meghan and Harry, it's a looming crisis. The idea that their royal link, already hanging by a thread, might finally be cut. And for the palace, it's a chance to distance themselves from two people who, in the eyes of many, have become symbols of royal embarrassment. The leak has ignited 1,000 questions, but none more tantalizing than this. Who did it? Because while the emails themselves are jaw-dropping, the identity of the person who let them slip is the real mystery. And behind the scenes, theories are swirling faster than a royal garden party. Some say it's a betrayal from within, a trusted aide, fed up or feeling overlooked, who decided to cash in or settle a personal score. Others whisper that it was an external breach, a hack, maybe even from a foreign interest, wanting to expose royal vulnerability for maximum impact. But the most tantalizing theory? That this wasn't an accident at all, but a deliberate leak, orchestrated by someone very close to the family's inner circle. Why now? That's what has even veteran royal watchers stumped. Theories range from payback for perceived slights, like Meghan and Harry's Nigeria royal tour, overshadowing other working royals, to a calculated move to pressure Parliament into stripping titles for good. Some even wonder if this is about leverage, releasing just enough to embarrass while keeping the most explosive material in reserve. One thing's for sure, the palace is rattled. These weren't just offhand remarks. They're potentially explosive insights into how Harry really sees his family, and maybe how Meghan sees them too. If they were meant as private confessions, someone decided they were too juicy to stay hidden. But here's the real twist. In royal history, leaks like this have often come from those with the most to lose. The higher the rank, the bigger the incentive to protect themselves, or to shift the blame elsewhere. And with these emails surfacing now, just as debates over titles and family loyalty hit fever pitch, it's hard to believe this was some random fluke. Who benefits? Who gets hurt? Those are the questions gripping every palace watcher and media pundit right now.
So if you're not even there for your son's birthday party, you're clearly very tapped out of the family.
Because one thing is clear, this leak is no accident. It's a move in a much bigger game. As the dust settles from this shocking leak, a new theory is taking hold. Could Meghan and Harry actually be behind it? It's a question that feels almost too scandalous to ask, yet royal watchers can't stop speculating. Because if these emails were deliberately released, what's to say it wasn't a strategic move to reclaim the story and rewrite it on their own terms? Think about it. Harry and Meghan have built an entire post-royal identity around their version of events. From the Oprah tell-all to the Netflix docuseries, everything has been framed as their truth, counter-narrative to the monarchy's polite silences. Now, with these emails hinting at family betrayal, broken trust, and possible palace hypocrisy, there's speculation that the Sussexes might be using this as a launchpad for their next big project. A new docuseries, a second memoir, a podcast episode built around the theme of private pain. Insiders say these are all possibilities, because for Meghan and Harry, staying relevant means staying one step ahead of the firm's carefully managed image. And what better way to do that than to turn a scandal into a storyline? Of course, if that's the plan, it's a dangerous game. Public sympathy has limits, and critics are already calling this another example of turning private drama into profit. Even Hollywood insiders are said to be wary. One producer who's worked with the couple described it bluntly: people are tired of the leaks and the drama. They want stability, not soap opera. And yet, in Meghan and Harry's world, drama sells. It fuels interest. It makes people tune in. Whether this was a calculated risk or an unplanned disaster, the outcome is the same. Their story is back in the headlines and the world is watching. But if this is their new narrative, if these emails are the start of another self-styled crusade, the stakes couldn't be higher.
How are Prince William and his wife Kate Middleton responding?
They're done. They're done. William doesn't even want to hear Harry's name anymore. He's just kind of like, don't bring him up. We're good.
Because this time, it's not just about winning the next round of headlines. It's about proving they still matter in a world that's growing increasingly skeptical of royal rebels. With the emails out and speculation raging, one thing is certain: the monarchy can't afford to sit quietly this time. For years, they've relied on the silent treatment. No comment, no statement, no direct confrontation. But behind the scenes, insiders say the firm is already plotting its next move. Because these emails don't just threaten Harry's image, they strike at the heart of royal credibility. Insiders claim King Charles has already convened private legal briefings. There's talk of tightening security even further, or evaluating who has access to sensitive documents and drawing clear lines in the sand. And Prince William? Sources say his patience is at an end. Some close to him whisper he sees this as the final betrayal, the moment Harry stopped being a brother and became a liability. If that's true, the palace's next move might not just be strategic, it could be personal. And as this drama unfolds, Parliament is watching closely. Because if there was ever a time to strip titles to sever the last symbolic ties binding Harry and Meghan to the crown, this might be it. The Titles Deprivation Act is on the lips of MPs who once wouldn't have dared mention it. And if those votes gather momentum, Meghan and Harry could soon find themselves cut off from the institution they've both fought against and clung to in equal measure. But here's what matters most. The royal family isn't just fighting to protect its name. It's fighting to prove that tradition and duty still matter in a world increasingly skeptical of both. And as for Harry and Meghan, whether this leak was their doing or someone else's, they're now caught in a whirlwind that could finally decide their place in history. So, what do you think? Was this an accident, a betrayal, or a power play? And if the royal family does move to strip them of their titles, would it be justified, or just another chapter in the world's most high-profile family feud? Hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because the next video on your screen is waiting, and trust me, you won't believe what's coming next.